Hello, my name is Tommy, and today we're talking about energy diagrams. Mark delta H for each graph, determine the sign of enthalpy, and show if products or reactants are more stable. So, when we're marking the delta H for each graph, we're going from reactants, the Y value of reactants, to the products, or the Y value of the products. So that right there would be our enthalpy change, or delta H. And we'll do the same for over here. We go to the Y value of the reactants, the Y value of the products, and we have our delta H. So now we have to determine the sign of enthalpy. So for our reactants, or for our first graph, we're going from a lower value to a higher value. So our enthalpy change will be positive. And we can actually find our enthalpy change in kilojoules. I forgot to put the kilojoules here, but this is in kilojoules. So as you can see, we're going from 50 to 250. So we do products minus reactants, so 250 minus 50, and we get positive 200 kilojoules. Here, for this one, we go products minus reactants, so what, about 125 minus 300, and we get negative 175 kilojoules as our enthalpy. So you can see how by using products minus reactants we can determine the sign and the enthalpy change for our reaction. So now we have to show if the products or reactants are more stable. So the way I like to think of it is the higher on the graph you are, the less stable you are. And a good little analogy for it is like if I had a ball and I placed it at the top of the energy hill, it's going to be the least stable. It's going to be so easy to just push that thing and it'll roll down. And if you put it down here, it's going to be very stable. It's going to be hard to move it and get it to gain a lot of energy. Here, yeah, it's stable, but I mean, it's still at a good height to where if you push it and it somehow went over that hill, it very much has a lot more energy. So higher you are, the less stable you are. Not unstable, but less stable. So in this case, the products are less stable and the reactants are more stable. So in this one, the reactants are higher and the products are lower. So the reactants are less stable and the products are more stable. So I'm going to circle products here and reactants here.